Good day everyone. So for today's video, we're going to have a report topic and we're going to have our first topic, which is all about the social, political, economic and cultural issues in the Philippine history. Now, let's start with the social issues in the Philippine histories. So, the Philippines has a complex history marked by various social issues. So, one of these is the colonialism. Centuries of colonizations by Spain, followed by the United States and Japan, they have left a lasting impact on the Philippine society, including the cultural assimilations, land distribution issues, and the economic disparities. Next is the poverty and inequality. Persistent poverty and income inequality have been long-standing challenges with a significant portion of the population living below the poverty line and lacking access to basic services and opportunities. Political instability. So, the Philippines has experienced periods of political unrest, dictatorships, and authoritarian rule, leading to a human rights violations, suppressions of dissent, and erosions of democratic institutions. Next is the land reform. Land ownerships and distribution have been contentious issues with the large land holdings controlled by a elite family, including na dito yung mga mayaman. So, while many farmers struggle to access land for cultivation. Next is the labor rights. Workers' rights including the fair wage, safety working conditions, and protection from exploitations have been issues of concern, particularly in industries such as agriculture, manufacturing, and domestic worker. Next one is the education and healthcare. So, access to quality education and healthcare remains uneven with disparities between and rural areas, resulting in limited opportunities for many Filipinos to improve their livelihood and well-being. The last one is environmental degradations. So, deforestation, pollutions, and natural resources exploitations have led to environmental degradations, threatening biodiversity, livelihoods, and communities' resilience to natural disasters. The next one is the political issues in the Philippine history. The first one is independence from colonial rule. The struggle for independence from Spanish colonial rule in the late 19th century, culminating in the Philippine Revolutions of 1896 and the Declaration of Independence on the June 12, 1898. The second one is the American occupation. The transition from Spanish to American rule, which led the Philippine-American War from 1899 to 1902, and the subsequent American colonizations of the Philippines until 1946. The third one is the martial law. The declarations of martial law by President Ferdinand Marcos in 1972, which led to widespread human rights abuse, political repressions, and economic stagnation during his regime. The fourth one is the People Power Revolution, the peaceful overthrow of the Marcos dictatorship through the People Power Revolutions in 1986, which led to the restorations of democracy and the presidency of Corazon Aquino. The fifth one is the territorial disputes. The ongoing territorial disputes, particularly in the South China Sea, involving competing claims between the Philippines, China, Vietnam, Malaysia, Brunei, and Taiwan. The sixth one is the corruption. Persistent issues of corruption within the government which undermine public trust, hindered economic development, and perpetuated social inequality. The seventh is the poverty and inequality. High levels of poverty and inequality, despite economic growth, have remained significant challenges for successive Philippines administrations. The last one is the drug war. The controversial anti-drug war campaign launched by President Rodrigo Duterte, which has drawn international criticism for alleged human rights violations and extrajudicial killings. Next one is the economic issues in the Philippine history. The first one is the land reforms. The issue of equitable land distribution has been a significant challenge, with large land holdings often owned by a few wealthy families, leading to socio-economic disparities and agrarian conflicts. The second one is the foreign debt. The Philippines has struggled with significant foreign debt burdens which have at times strained the economy and limited government spending on social services and infrastructure. The third one is the corruption. Corruption within government institutions and bureaucracy has been a persistent issue affecting economic development and investor confidence. The fourth one is income inequality. The gap between the rich and the poor have remained wide. A significant portion of the populations living in the poverty, despite overall economic growth. The fifth one is the unemployment and underemployment. High levels of unemployment and underemployment, particularly among the youth, have hindered inclusive economic growth and led to social challenges. The last one is the natural disasters. The Philippines is prone to a natural disaster such as typhoons, earthquakes, and volcanic eruption, which have caused significant economic damage and hindered development efforts. The third one is the cultural issues in the Philippine history. The first issues is the colonial influence. The Philippines has been influenced by centuries of colonial rules, including Spanish, American, and Japanese occupation. This has resulted in a blend of indigenous, Hispanic, and Western cultures, but also led to cultural identity issues and conflicts. The second one is the language and identity. The Philippines is a linguistically diverse country with over 170 languages spoken. The promotion and preservation of indigenous language alongside the national language Filipino and English have been important cultural issues. The third one is the religious diversity. The Philippines is predominantly Roman Catholic, but it also has significant Muslim and indigenous communities. Interreligious relations, religious freedom, and the role of religion in society have been ongoing cultural issues. The fourth one is the cultural heritage preservation. Efforts to preserve and promote the country's cultural heritage, including traditional arts, music, dance, and architecture have been important in maintaining cultural identity amidst modernizations and globalization. The fifth one is the indigenous rights. The rights and welfare of indigenous peoples, including land rights, cultural preservation, and recognition of ancestral domains, have been cultural issues in the Philippines, often intersecting with broader socio-economic and political issues. The last one is the gender equality. Gender roles and expectations have been evolving in the Philippines with ongoing discussions and movements advocating for gender equality, women's rights, and LGBTQ rights. Now, let's go to the next topic, which is the evolution of the Philippines constitutions. The Philippines has had several constitutions throughout its history, reflecting its journey as a nation. Here are some of the evolution of the Philippines constitution. The first one is the Malolos Constitution, which was held in 1899. This was the first constitution of the Philippines promulgated during the First Philippine Republic. It established the framework for a republican government with three branches. The first one is the executive. The second one is the legislative, and the third one is the judicial. However, it was short-lived due to the Philippine-American War. The next one is the 1935 Constitution. This constitution was enacted during the Commonwealth era under American rule. It provided for a presidential form of government and granted significant autonomy to the Philippines. It remained in effect even after independence in 1946 until martial law was declared in 1972. Now, in the 1973 Constitution, during martial law period under President Ferdinand Marcos, the 1935 Constitution was replaced by the 1973 Constitution. It centralized power in the hands of the President, abolished the bicameral Congress, and established a parliamentary-style government with Marcos as the Prime Minister. In the 1987 Constitution, following the People Power Revolutions in 1986, a new constitution was drafted to replace the authoritarian 1973 constitutions. Now, the 1987 Constitution restored democratic institutions, including a presidential system with checks and balance, an independent judiciary, and bicameral Congress. Now, the last one is the possible amendments and revisions. Since its promulgations, there have been discussions and attempts to amend or revise certain provisions of the 1987 constitutions, particularly regarding economic policies, federalisms, and political reforms. However, their efforts have been met with various challenges and controversies. The next topic is all about the constitutions of Piak na Bato. The Constitution of Piak na Bato was not a formal constitution in a modern sense, but rather a series of agreements between Filipino revolutionary leaders and Spanish authorities. During the Philippine Revolution, Piak na Bato is a cave system and rocky area in the province of Bulacan where the agreements were finalized. The truce and agreements at the Act na Bato were aimed at ending the armed conflict between Filipino revolutionaries and Spanish colonial forces. One of the key provisions of the agreements was the establishment of a provisional revolutionary government, and the formation of a constitution were not fully elaborated upon. The Biak na Bato agreements also include provisions for the surrender of arms by the Filipino revolutionary in the exchange of for amnesty, financial compensations, and reforms promised by the Spanish government. However, the peace was short-lived by as tension between the revolutionaries and the Spanish authorities persisted, eventually leading to the resumption of hostilities and the outbreak of the Philippine-American War. While the Constitution of the Act na Bato itself may not have a lasting impact or formal documentation, the agreements signed there played a significant role in the trajectory of the Philippine Revolution and the eventual attainment of Philippine independence from Spanish colonial rule. The next topic is all about the Malolos Constitution. So, the Malolos Constitution was formerly known as the Constitution of the First Philippine Republic. It stands as a pivotal document in the Philippine history, representing as the aspiration of the Filipino people for self-governance and independence, crafted during a tumultuous period of transition following centuries of Spanish colonial rule. It embodies the collective vision of Filipino leaders striving to establish a democratic framework for their newly liberated nation. Enacted on January 21, 1899 in Malolos, Bulacan, the Constitution was the culmination of the revolutionary efforts of the Katipunan and other nationalist groups that sought to break free from Spanish domination. Led by President Emilio Aguinaldo and a constituent assembly, the framers of the Malolos Constitutions aim to institutionalize principles of democracy, equality, and sovereignty that would guide the fledgling Philippine Republic. At its course, the Malolos Constitution delineated the structure of the Philippine government comprising three co-equal branches: the executive, legislative, and the judicial. The executive branch vested in authority in a president who served as both head of state and government, supported by a cabinet of ministers responsible for a various governmental departments. This structure aimed to ensure checks and balance and prevent the concentration of power in any single entity. The legislative branch consisted of a bicameral Congress composed of a lower house, the Assembly, and an upper house. The Council of State members of the Assembly were elected by popular vote, reflecting the democratic principles of representations and popular sovereignty. The Council of State, on the other hand, was comprised of appointed representatives, including the notable individuals from different regions and sectors, providing a forum for deliberations and consensus building. Furthermore, The Malolos Constitution enshrine fundamental rights and liberties, affirming the equality of all citizens before the law and safeguarding individual freedoms such as freedom of speech, religion, and assembly. It also underscored the separation of church and state, aiming to prevent undue influence or interference by religious authorities in government affairs. Despite its progressive provisions, the Malolos Constitution faced numerous challenges, both internal and external. The Philippines-American War, which erupted shortly after its enactment, posed a significant threat to the nascent republic, as American forces sought to assert control over the archipelago amidst the chaos of war and occupation. The implementation of the Constitution was hampered and its ideals were often overshadowed by the realities of conflict and occupation. Nonetheless, the Malolos Constitution remains a testament to the resilience and determination of the Filipino people in their pursuit of freedom and self-determination. Its principles continue to inspire generations of Filipinos in their quest for social justice, democracy, and national sovereignty, serving as a of the Philippines' constitutionalism and democratic governance.